Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss a problem on the shear stress distribution, in which we need to calculate the shear stress distribution for this box beam, which is basically a built-up section. We need to calculate the shear stress across this cross section, and we also need to calculate this pitch of these screws. Okay, so let us discuss about this problem. In this problem, what we are having is there the flanges, the flanges are connected to these webs. Here, these are the flanges basically. Okay, this is connected to this web through these screws. Okay, here also this is flange and this is web, right? So we can see that the flanges and web are connected through what through these screws. Okay, now what is the question? What the question is that in the question it is giving that each screw can safely transfer 1250 Newton force. Okay, each screw the maximum shear force that a screw can handle is this 1250 Newton, and the maximum shear force at a cross section is what is this is 5000 Newton. Okay, so I need to calculate what will be the pitch of the screw, and I also need to calculate what is the shear stress distribution of this curve. Okay, so first we will calculate what is the shear distribution, because for that, after finding that, only that after finding that, we will be able to calculate the pitch of the screws. Okay, pitch of the screws basically means the spacing of the screws. Okay, the spacing of the screws. Okay, so now first we will calculate what the shear stress distribution across this cross section. Okay, so shear stress distribution we are calculating like this, which we have derived in previous formulas. The horizontal shear stress is acting at a section is acting at the longitudinal section, and the complementary of which will be generated as a vertical shear, right? What I meant by that is, what I meant by that, if this is the horizontal plane, let us suppose this is the horizontal plane, if this is the horizontal plane, at this portion, I am calculating the shear stress, this level, and the complementary of which will be the vertical stress. Okay, so this is the thing. Now, this is the box beam. Now, I will calculate the shear stress distribution, right? So the basic formula is what tau equals to V into Q over I into B, right? So first I need to calculate the shear force is given. Moment of inertia I can calculate easily. B is also I can calculate because at each level I know the width I know the width. Okay. So this complete will be 150 also. Okay. Each segment each portion is 150 by 225. Okay. And V I can calculate in the first moment of area, or I can also calculate. Okay. The one thing I know is that at this portion, my tau will be 0, right? Because this is the outer boundary portion, so the tau will be 0 at this top portion. Okay. At this portion also tau will be 0 because this is the outer boundary. But through the formula, we won't be getting this thing. Okay. Remember that thing which we have already discussed, right? So now, what we'll do, I'm calculating the shear stress at this level. Okay, shear stress at this level. Okay, at the point just above this junction. This is point number 1. Okay, so tau 1 will be V into Q over I into B. So before moving forward, I will calculate what will be the moment of inertia of this cross section, right? So the neutral axis will be this. Okay, this is it's a symmetrical figure. So this distance is what, 75, right? And from the centroid this is 12.5. Okay, so I'm calculating the shear stress for the point just above this junction because B is varying, cross section area is changing, right? So V I know I have to calculate first, right? So how I calculate the I? First, I will calculate the I for this complete section. this is 150. Okay, this is 150 plus 25 plus 25 from here. So this will be like 200. Okay, this will be 150. And thus, so the moment of inertia of this thing will be 200 cube into 150 by 12. Okay, if I calculate this thing, or later I will calculate, then one more cross section area over here, the value of which will be, this is 150. Okay, and this value is what, nothing but 150 minus of 25 from here, 25 from here. This is 150 minus of 50, that is 100. Okay, so I will separate this area, separate the moment of inertia due to moment of inertia. This is the complete section which we have calculated. Okay, then I'll minus of this cross section. Okay, after subtracting, I'll get the moment of inertia of this portion only. Okay, so this will be 150 cube into 100 divided by 12. Then I will solve this expression over here. 200 into this is 1.875 into 10 ki power 7. Okay, 347. Okay, the unit is mm4. Right, now I need to calculate what will be my first moment of area, or at this level I need to calculate, so I need to consider this area only. Okay, at this point just above the junction. B at this point will be, what will be the B? B will be 150 mm. Okay. Shear tau1 will be, then tau1 will be equal to, this B is what, 5000 into Q is what, first moment of area, Q equals to A into Y bar. So area I will take of this portion only, which will be equal to 150 into 25. This is 150 into 25. And what will be the centroid? Centroid is what, 75 plus here 12.5, that is 87.5. Right, and I will be 7.1875 into 10 to the power 7 into what will be the B? B is again 150. Okay, so 150 by 150 cancel. So this term is 5000 into 25 into 7.5. 7.175. So tau is coming out to be 0.15 Newton per mm square. Okay. And we know that the variation for the rectangular portion, rectangular section is what, parabolic. Okay. So tau1 at just point just above the junction. So I can write over here, tau1 is what, nothing but 0.15 Newton per mm square. Right. Now I will calculate the shear stress for this point just below the junction. Just below the junction. Okay. Equals to tau just below the junction will be tau2. It is equals nothing but 5000 into this term will be again same 150 into 87.5 into 25. This term will be same. I will be again same 1.875 into 10 to the power 7. And what will be my B will be nothing but these two distance. I'll add these two distance. Okay, because at this section we'll have two widths. Okay, my shear stress will be distributed between these two widths only. Okay. So at this point, at this just below the junction, the B will be what, 2 into 25, right? So if I calculate this thing, 0.15 into 150 divided by 50. So tau2 is nothing but 445 Newton per mm square. Okay. So at this point, at this just below the point, the tau2 will be, tau2 is what, nothing but 4.45 Newton per mm square. Okay. Now I'll calculate the tau 3 at this junction, this neutral axis level. Okay. So at neutral axis level, tau 3 is at neutral axis level is nothing but 5000 into Q over I into B. B is what again what 2 into 25, right? So I need to calculate the first moment of area of this about this neutral axis. Okay, the area of the where I want to find the shear stress, the area of this area for this area I need to find the first moment of area, right? So A into y bar equals to A into y1 bar plus A2 y2 bar, right? So for first this figure, I can write over here 150 into 25 into 87.5. Okay, for this A1. Now for this A2, I can write this is 75 into 25 into 2 because the one area from this portion, one from this portion. That's why I multiplied it by 2. And the area of 75 meaning 37.5, right? Total area will be what? Total area will be, this area will come down here over here. Total area will be 150 into 25 plus 2 into 75 into 25. So y bar will be, or I need a direct term now, I don't need to divide this by this. Okay, this is a, I need a y bar. So this is 150 into 25 into 87.5 plus 75 into 2 into 2 into 25 into 57.5. So this is 468,750. Okay, so Q will be nothing but 468,750. Okay, so if I multiply this thing by 5,000 and then I divide by moment of inertia, 7 0.65. So tau 3 is nothing but 0.63 or 0.65 Newton per mm square. Okay, so tau 3 will is equals to 0.65 Newton per mm square. This is at the neutral axis level, and the variation is parabolic because for the rectangular section we already derived the formula. That the variation is parabolic across the cross section. Now we'll see what this shear stress will look like. Okay, this value we have calculated, but what it will look like we need to see. We need to see that thing because that is important. Okay, so if I draw this figure over here, this is neutral axis, this is this axis. Okay. At this portion, my tau will be 0, outer boundary, right? Then tau 2 just above the junction point is what? 0.15, right? And below the junction it is 0.45 over here. This is 0.5. Okay, and after that the variation will be parabolic. Okay. This will be symmetric. Same figure will be there. Okay, symmetrical. This is a symmetrical cross section. So our shear stress distribution will also be symmetric. Remember that thing. Okay. So this is nothing but this distance is completely here 0.45. This is 0.65. Okay. So this is the shear stress distribution across this cross section. Okay. So if I need to calculate, so if this is my beam, this is the flange of the beam. You can also see from this figure that most of the vertical shear is taken care by the flanges only. Okay. So this is the diagram of the vertical shear. At the top flanges portion, you can see that the value is very, very less. So most of the shear, 90% of the shear, vertical shear will be taken care by these flanges. Okay. So Now, at the top level, at this level, the shear stress is very, very minimum. Okay, it is increasing in downward direction. Okay, at this point, it will shoot 2.45. This is I'm drawing at the level at this level only. Okay, at this point, this neutral axis point also, it will be where the value will be maximum. This is the this is the shear stress I am showing. Okay, so it will vary like this. This value will be more in this portion. Okay, so and the complementary horizontal shear stress will be also acting like this. Okay, this is the vertical shear I'm talking. Then the horizontal shear will also be acting on this plane. Okay, right. So what I can say that over here now this part is over. We have calculated the vertical shear distribution across this cross section. Okay, horizontal shear pattern, horizontal shear distribution will also follow the same variation. Okay, so if I want to calculate the horizontal shear at this neutral axis, it will be 0.65 Newton per mm square, right? So now we need to, this thing is done. Now I need to calculate. Okay, if I cut my section from here, let us suppose if I cut my section over here, I'm just showing you how the this thing horizontal shear stress will act. Okay, if I'm cutting my section over here, okay, at this point, let us suppose this is x level. At this x level, this is the what vertical shear. Okay, and the complementary of which is acting in this plane. Okay, so always remember that. And the value at this x level, both the stresses will have the same value, but they are acting on the perpendicular plane. One is acting on this plane, other is acting on this plane. Okay, like this. And this is the thing. Then this horizontal shear stress will be acting like this, and vertical shear will be acting like this. Okay, so this thing covers the understanding the how the shear is acting on the member, right? Okay, now what we will do, above this member, the horizontal here at this member, the horizontal shear will be above this member also will have some shear stress. Okay, this is the value I'm cutting at this section. Okay, this section the shear stress will look like this. Again, remember one thing, that the variation is not what you can say that uniform. Okay, actually in actual practice the variation is a little bit different, but we have made some assumptions. Okay, you can see the previous lecture what I want to convey over here, right? So this thing is done over here. Now this part is over. Shear stress distribution is over. Now we need to calculate the pitch of the screws. Okay, first we will see why do we need this pitch over here. Why do we need this screws over here? Should I get this? Okay. Now, what happens is that we each screw can safely transfer this strain 150 Newton force. Okay. So you can see that the maximum shear force which is coming at this junction only, the maximum shear force, the maximum shear stress at this coming is at this junction only, and the value of which is value is 0.45 Newton per mm square. Okay. The shear, what is meant by that? If these screws is holding these two portions together, the shearing force occurring between these 2 points, the shearing stress occurring between this web and this flanges is what? 0.5 Newton per mm square. Okay, 0.5 Newton per mm square over here, 0.5 Newton per mm square over here, right? Because this is a stress. Okay, this value will be same over here, and this will be the same over here, right? So now what is the thing I want to tell? This is our formula. Tau equals to V into Q over I into B, right? So what I can say over here, if you look directly into this figure, I am drawing this. I am cutting at this plane, right? So it will look like this. Same. Look like this, right? Our screws are installed at in these places. What I am doing over here is I am cutting this. I'm just remove this portion, and I'm just seeing how the screws are connected to this web. Okay, this is basically the web portion. I have removed the flange portion. I just want to show how the shear stresses are coming to this screws. Okay, so this is value is 0.45 Newton per mm square. Okay, same at this point also, 0.45 Newton per mm square. Okay, and the horizontal stress will be acting like this. Okay, same at this, same for this portion also. And again, the value of which will be 0.45 Newton per mm square. This is 0.45 Newton per mm square. Now you can see that if this is the pitch of the screws, let us denote by the small p. Okay, small p, pitch of the screw. Okay, if these are my screws over here, this is the screws connected to the beam. This is the one portion. This is the cross section. This is the top view basically. Okay, so here 0.45 okay, 0.45 Newton per mm square stress is coming. Okay, I'm showing this portion, right? So each screw, for each screw, what I can say that the total force will be for each screw, total force will be what will be total force will be like this complete. This is basically a stress. So stress multiplied by area is what we will call the total force. Okay, so total force will be 0.45 Newton per mm square into what? Into this P pitch into, and what is the width? Width is nothing but 25, and this value is equals to what? 1250 Newton. This is the case, right? So if I calculate this thing, pitch P equals to 1250 upon a 0.45 into 25. So if I calculate this value, 12.250 divided 145. Okay, so P is coming out to be 1,111 mm. What is meant by that? The spacing should be 100 m. This is 111 mm. Okay, the spacing between the screws is 100 mm and 11, and you can see that how we calculated this thing. Okay, this is the main important thing. This is our condition. the force which is coming to each screw will be the stress which is coming on this area. So this area will be, each screw will get contribution from this area only, because contribution from this area, and this area is nothing but P into B, right? Okay, this is the line. Our screws are connected on this plane. This is our vertical shear. This is vertical shear. So this horizontal shear will act on this plane like this. Okay, so each, if I uh, sharing this two, over this, one flange is over there, one flange is there. So this portion and this portion will have some sharing effect. Okay, so to remove that sharing, to transfer that to for that sharing to hold, we need to provide these screws. Okay, we need to provide these screws, right? So to act as a unit, the shear force should be transferred from this portion to this portion, or from this portion to this portion. Okay, for that portion only, for that to act as a single unit, we are providing these screws. Okay, so this is the problem. The pitch will be coming out to be 111.11. So the value should be, the value which should be provided, we need to provide, let us suppose P equals to 110. Okay, then round figure. So this will be our answer. The pitch should be less than this value, right? So this is the symmetrical figure. The same pitch for this screws, same pitch for this screws, same pitch for this screws, same pitch for these screws. Why? Because our shear stress distribution is symmetric. If this is not symmetric, then these screws will have different spacing. Then these screws will have different can have different spacing. Okay, the structure is symmetric, so spacing we are also getting symmetric, right? So this is the thing which I want to tell you, that how the shear stresses, how the screws are resisting the shear forces. Okay. So this is the problem on the screws which we have done over here. Okay. If you have any doubt, you can write in the comment section. Okay. So guys, thank you very much. Okay. We'll see you in the next lecture. Okay.